Yo, what's good, people? Welcome to First 11 TV. Your eyes do not deceive you. This is not the football dugout. This is not MAD Sports Network. This is the MAD Sports Football Dugout takeover of the First 11. This is Fraudwatch. It's Friday night, and you may have seen the thumbnail. Arsenal's club crescent was there, present, front and center. We're going to be talking about Arsenal. If you talk about fraud, you got to talk about Arsenal. So let's talk about Arsenal. Let's see who our guests are. So there are going to be one or two other people coming in throughout the show, but at the moment it's myself, Devo, Uncle Lorrie. What's good, bro?
Yes, like I'm not even stressed. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know if today's gonna be a rant about today's performance, or if it's gonna be a rant about the same things we rant about all the time, or if I'm just gonna be chilled, but try to look at things objectively. But we really can't do that now because it's been how many years where we've tried to do that, and it's just deja vu all the time. Like I tweeted no more than an hour ago, Friday the 13th is literally Arsenal.
Every day. Javern, you're obviously a Chelsea man, so big up it's all Mad J as well. Javern in the house. From the outside looking in, like, what are your thoughts? I mean, we're going to go deep into it, but just from I can see the smile on your face already. So, Mack can't even hold the smile for a few minutes.
I'm holding.
He's smiling like Lukaku's going to be smiling next weekend.
All right, Lukaku's going to eat. He's going to eat.
Listen, before we even get on to Lukaku, mainly I was laughing because the intro got me. It's like no agendas, just logical talk. That never happens anywhere, man. Everyone's got their agendas. Everyone brings it. So I was busting up from that to begin with. That's what I was busting up with. But look, before I actually go into Arsenal, I generally the Arsenal game, I'm a bit thing for that because we ain't beat Arsenal in at least 3-4 games competitively anyway. Yeah. Even the last game that we played against you lot, it should have been a draw because the ball crossed the line. Like, we don't look too good against Arsenal since the Europa League with Sarri. We ain't beaten you lot as far as I'm aware.
That was embarrassing though. This is my issue with Arsenal, right? When we lose, it's always embarrassing.
I don't think Lukaku's gonna feast. So heck, he might actually win. Like, remember last time when you guys were in the ruck we played and we were right.
I have to put you on fraud. Stop.
Hold on. No, but look, every time. Nah. You don't. Nah. I hear what you're saying, but the last 2 times when we played you guys were supposed to lose. But what happened? You beat us 3-1 and then 1-0. Like, I think I'm a little bit worried about that.
Listen, the first fraud point I'm going to bring up about Arsenal is something that you don't have in your team.
Yeah.
Now that you've signed Lukaku, someone that's actually going to be in the box when the ball comes into the box, and you have creativity. Yeah. So let's not get things twisted. Let's not get things twisted. You was creating chance after chance last season. It's just there was no one there to finish it. Now, it might be the same case with Lukaku where he needs a few chances, but you know that he's a proven goal scorer. He's proven in the Premiership. He's proven himself in Italy. And he's proven himself for Belgium. Now, Arsenal... we got supposed clinical strikers that, yes, Aubameyang has been scoring a lot of goals, but since
last season,
since that captain's armband has gone on him, I don't know if he's lost his mojo. Like, we know things have happened to him outside of football, but literally lost his mojo since he's been handed that captaincy armband. And Lacazette was never going to be a striker that was going to give you 20 plus goals a season, because yes, he works hard, but hard work is not going to be there at the end of the day for putting the ball in the back of the net. If we wanted a hard working striker, we may as well go and sign someone from League One or League Two.
Yeah, you know that's and this is the fraud point that I want to bring up is Edu and the hierarchy at Arsenal Football Club. You know, just the whole football club, I think, is fraudulent because it's acting like a football club. It is not a football club. It's an entertainment package. That's what Arsenal is. It's comedy, it's slapstick, it's drama. Do you know what I mean? It's an entertainment package. If you used to go to Sky Sports, you'd pay an extra £15 a month just for Arsenal. Do you see what I'm saying?
You say Love Island.
I'm telling you, it's everything. Well, Ben White looks like he's on Love Island. So the whole thing, Bellerin could be on Love Island. Do you know what I mean? So it is the whole package. It's not just a football team. And I put out a tweet before saying, once you start looking at Arsenal as an entertainment package rather than a football team, stress gone. Because, you know what I mean? I think Arsenal fans are being selfish. We think it's just for us. The Arsenal Football Club is for everybody. It allows everybody to be happy, apart from those who love it the most. Do you know what I mean? They're out there doing the God's work, making people laugh and making people smile. Do you know what I mean? How many people probably had a bad day today? Watched Arsenal and now they're happy. Do you know what I mean? Arsenal's not a football club. But for me, it's
I said, especially that second goal.
Oh, bruv. You know, I didn't even see the game because I was working mostly and then come back and I was like, I don't even want to watch this.
You're lucky you was. Trust me.
I've seen the goals. The second goal, I don't know what Callum Chambers was doing. Where was he running to? There's all sorts of things going on there. But for me, it comes from Leno. Leno has no command over his box. Never has. Never rated him as a goalkeeper. But this also alludes to my point about Edu and Arsenal hierarchy. Come out at the beginning of pre-season and said, we've got a plan. We're ready. This is going to be a big transfer window. They haven't met their requirements. Even if I thought Ramsdale was shit, which I do. If you want Ramsdale, Sheffield United said, boom, this is how much we want. Give them the money. Do you know what I mean? If I want something bad enough and someone says to me, boom, it's £30,
there, you're going to take it.
You know what I mean? I'm going to say, okay, I'll pay you the £30 because I need that. I'm not going to go into the shop and say, big man, let me pay you £15. It's going to laugh me out the shop. What Sheffield United said, boom, this is the price. Sheffield United don't need money. It's not like they're poor. They don't need the money. Set a price, pay it. Only Arsenal Football Club will go there and pay and offer 10 million less, 15 million less, as if that's a little bit off the top. You're not talking 500,000, 15 million less. Do you know what I mean?
No, I think for me, that was it for me when Arsenal being done. Like, there were reports this week that Arsenal, obviously they're trying to get the Ramsdale, right?
Yeah.
And apparently they're sending man down to Sheffield to say, look, come on, man, let's do this for 35 mil. And they're like, no, this is the price. How are you sending man down to haggle for Ramsdale? Like, I am dead. Like, I'm just.
The worst part is the keepers that you, man, I don't keep bringing it onto you, but because you're a Chelsea man, the keepers that you, man, bring in for third choice, the freebies and the ones that you get for peanuts, you know, them man will come to Arsenal and start, right? that's how low we've sunken. Trust me, them man will come. What the number one? They would be either our number two or they'll be coming and starting. That's the direction that we're going in.
No, but the thing is, you man had Martinez.
See, one thing I want to say about Martinez.
What happened there?
Martinez was at Arsenal for 10 years. Wenger said, yeah, he's going to be a top goalkeeper, but he was at Arsenal for 10 years. So for him to be at the club for 10 years and not be able to break through, he was on loan at Reading in the Championship. That's when he found his form. Came back, played well for us in 13 games. And then we made decent money on him. So I understand that. But my thing is, if you knew Leno was feeling a way about leaving, why not push Leno out and keep Martinez?
Yeah, but hindsight's the thing as well, isn't it? You don't know. We can't say that he's necessarily gonna with our defense. We don't know
the
that.
Thing is, your defense ain't even as bad. The problem is scoring goals.
No, but it's the concentration.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, but that's just of individual play.
I know you watch a lot of football, yeah, but if like me and Devo, you had to watch every single week, there's things that you would see all the time. The amount of individual errors that you make. This playing from the back. My son is 10 years old and plays he's been playing for his team for 2 seasons. They try to play out from the back and it doesn't work for them. So if they can't do it, I don't see how big men that have been trying to do it for how many seasons still can't do it, are still persisting with it. What do they think is going to happen when we actually learn to play out from the back? Are we actually suddenly going to become a world-class team? No, we're not. So I don't know why we're persisting with it. And that's another thing that's about this team.
It's a problem. Everyone plays from the back now, which is a problem. You don't play from the back and you kick out the ball, you're going to lose possession. You're literally stuck between a rock and a hard place.
You have to have the players who are able to do that. We don't seem to have the players that are able to do that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, Lorrie, you was about to say another fraudulent point.
No, yeah, that's what I was saying. Another fraudulent point is the actual this whole I get what Jay's saying, playing out from the back, but it's not working. How many times are you gonna try it and see the amount of stakes that come from it when we actually do try it, but you're going to persist with it? Because to me, like, we could have every man behind the ball like he used to do, and somehow we would still fuck up playing from the back. And it's not even banter, it's just worrying. It's just worrying. You spent 50 million on Ben White. I'm not going to put pressure on Ben White yet. I'm not going to put pressure on Ben White after one game. But he was brought in to replace Louise, supposedly, and he's supposed to be a master of ball playing from the back. But for me, watching that game, it seemed like Murray was the one that was trying to play the ball out from the back more than Ben White. So explain that to me.
Yeah, I think he's still going to have to get used to the players and that, because one thing about Arsenal I've noticed for a long time is our movement is so poor compared to when you used to watch the old school Wenger teams and it was pass and move. Now the movement is so dead. How many times you see a player want to go forward and there's nothing on? They have to go sideways, they have to go back. The only people who really make intelligent movements are Smith Rowe, and they can never find him. Saka, Tierney, that's about it. Like, the rest of them don't really make intelligent movements off the ball. They're standing around waiting for the ball to come to them, and that's it. I think Pepe is, I mean, I haven't seen the game, so I don't know how Pepe performed, but for me, he's one of the most unintelligent footballers I've ever seen in an Arsenal shirt. The amount of times he does dumb shit on the football pitch, it's like, yeah, you're good.
And like, today was another game where he should have took responsibility. Like, I'm the player that they've paid all this money for. I'm the one that's going to step up today. And he doesn't do it. And it's so frustrating. Like you said, the touches are just stupid. I'm not going to hang him out to dry, but the same way we got conned with that, like, it doesn't make sense that we got paid 72 million for him, installments or not, whatever. But like you said, we not that we want Ramsdale, but you don't want to pay the money for Ramsdale, yet you was happy to fork out 72 million on a position that didn't need filling at the time. For me, our midfield is absolutely fucked, and our midfield has been fucked for how long? Yet we're not fixing that. And did you see like, I don't want to single out names, but did you see the fact that Torreira was taking picture on some vacation? He's in some like Wonderland park today and still in Madrid. Like, I'm not saying I want him in the team, but when you got players that
is Torreira still at the club?
He's still with, we haven't sold him nothing, but he was like at some holiday club, and it just shows you, like, I'm not even gonna go back to the Wenger days. Just in general, the culture at the club is just, there isn't one. It's just so fucked. Like, literally, can you name me, like, Lokonga wasn't brought to start. The fact that he started today and was our best midfielder sums up how shit we are. Because Lokonga still got a lot to learn at 21 years old and come into a league and adapts into a new league. And yet he was our best midfielder out there, bar Emil Smith Rowe. You can't look at Xhaka. You can't look at Xhaka. Like, I know you haven't watched the game yet, but Xhaka was supposed to be the one that, like, we were supposed to look up to. But the fact that he got the captain's armband back just shows that the board, it's not. I'll say Arteta is to blame a bit, but Edu, Stan Kroenke, all them man, they don't give a fuck about Arsenal, no way, shape, or form. They really don't. And today was the proof of that. And we know, I was discussing this a few days ago. We know that we're going to have that problem of we don't know where our first points are going to come from this season, and by the time
you know how mad that is when you literally sit down as an Arsenal fan, not knowing where you're going to get your points from. That's mad.
Yeah, no, it is, Jay, and like,
how far are you falling?
It really is. Like, I remember when we used to be buzzing for the first day of the season, or like the Premiership's back, and like, it's literally like you go to a party, and you've got the nice shiny balloon with all the helium in it, and then the first kid that just comes into the party looks at your balloon, takes a pin and sticks it in. and that was when the first Brentford goal went in, because you was like, where the fuck is our goal coming from? Because Balogun, I've got nothing against Balogun, like, he shouldn't have been put in a position where he had to start, but today he looked rawer than a steak at a night out. Trust me. And that's not on him. And then Martinelli was moved up front with no service. He had no service for the whole game. And then we decide we're 2-0 down, and he decides he's going to take off both.
This is a team that just got promoted, you know.
Never mind that. You take off both your strikers when you're 2-0 down and put Reece Nelson and Pepe. You're relying on Reece Nelson and Pepe for the goals. Like, we literally don't have a squad. This rebuild,
that's the thing.
This rebuild, I don't know how long this rebuild is going to take.
Like, it's going to take a long time, because there's a lot of players that we need to get rid of. You just took it, Torreira, someone who obviously isn't wanted by the club, but we can't sell him. I mean, we tried to sell Xhaka. Xhaka wanted to go, couldn't sell him, made him captain. Just I mean, this club is rotten from the inside out. There's so many things. We're trying to sell Bellerin, can't sell him. Do you know what I mean? We're trying to sell Lacazette, can't sell him, because all these men are given big wages, and we can't get them off the wage.
This all just looks like Wenger was literally doing a very good job having to deal with this.
You know what Wenger was doing?
Cover this all up to come to
remember Greek mythology
with all this crap going on.
Greek mythology.
Yeah, you have to give it to him. No. Be careful what you wish for.
Right, hold on. We've got Yannicka joining us.
Rest in peace.
What's good, Yan?
Rest in peace, Claude. But he's right. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, but I remember having a conversation with Claude. As you said, rest in peace, rest his soul. And, you know, I know he had a lot of bad things to say about Wenger back in the day, but I remember having a conversation with him. And sometimes, you know, you got to be careful. Like you said, careful what you wish for. He also didn't want Leno at the club. Me and him had a long conversation about Leno, and both of us was like, that's a dumb signing. But here we are. Now we can't get rid of Leno either. Man wants to leave, you can't sell him. But Yannicka, I know you haven't got long, so what's your fraudulent point that you would like to bring up, and how bad are you going to cuss us?
I don't cuss Arsenal, to be honest.
That's even worse. You know when someone's just got pity, but they don't even want to stick the boot in.
To be honest, I actually think Brentford will do quite well. They're definitely not going back down. I think they'll do better than expected. The only problem is, because the top 10 are so strong, they still won't really get anywhere. It's not like another season where you can have a great season and finish 8th. It's literally like the top 10 are probably going to be the top 10. So, yeah, I think they'll struggle to kind of finish high up the table, but I think they'll do better than expected. So, it's just one of them. It's the first game.
After seeing that, though, do you consider us top 10 still? Because like I was saying, I don't know if you heard what I was saying prior to coming in, but saying that our midfield is just pathetic. We don't have a midfield.
Yeah, do you know what? I get it, but obviously you didn't have everyone back, and I think with Arsenal, where you have an advantage this season is that you don't really have any other competition that you're going to focus on.
Yep, all they're playing is Saturday.
When everyone starts playing, and they start getting injuries.
That's enough for me. Trust me. I want to see us in pictures as well. Yeah. I really wouldn't.
You know what? When you are in Europe, because I used to say this about City when City weren't ready to win the Champions League, and I was like, we put so much energy into Europe that we're probably not going to win. And then it kind of takes away from the things that you can genuinely win. And sometimes it was kind of annoying. Like now I'd say City are probably getting ready to win it at this point. But we weren't ready for it. You know what I mean?
You guys need to win it, man. You guys need to win it. I can't have PSG winning it this season. I can't have it.
Well, I think
PSG is
favourites, but like you say, City have been favourites for years. And I think when you are favourites, it puts a whole lot of pressure on you. The only thing with them is they've got people like Ramos and Messi, who I don't think pressure gets to them. So it's one of them things. I think they'll be fine. They should win it. If they don't win it, they're going to get laughed at the most. Because at least if you win the Prem, you've had a good season. If you win the French league, that's expected. So, you know, they're kind of going to be expected to win everything at home.
They have to win everything and lose.
They have to win everything, bro.
Yeah.
They have to win everything. There's no excuses. No excuses. I don't care.
They need a clean sweep, no doubt.
They've got to win everything.
They're not even allowed to lose. A draw is even unacceptable.
Yeah.
That's it. They've got to win everything. And I think if they don't, Pochettino, people are going to be having them conversations about Pochettino. And I'm there for that.
See, if they did draw like a City or a Chelsea over 2 legs, I could see City or Chelsea potentially beating them. Not because they're better. Like I think for us, like Messi likes to mash up Man City in it. So I wouldn't look forward to playing against Messi. Or Ramos, because Ramos is obviously great as well at the other end. So yeah, I wouldn't look forward to playing against them, but it's one of them where if you get an early goal or something like that, who knows? So yeah, I think the confidence Chelsea are in right now, I don't think they kind of go and approach PSG like we've got no chance. I can't see that.
Can I say something, Jay, while I got you here on screen? Because I remember doing a football dugout not too long ago, and we was talking about who's going to win the league, and you said Man United should win the league. Man United. But then I saw your predictions on Neat Sports, and now Chelsea are going to win the league. When I said to you, why aren't Chelsea favourites? You're champions of Europe. He's like, no. Man United. Is it only because you signed Lukaku now you change your mind? Now you want to big up Chelsea and say you're going to win the league?
No. So when I was doing my
that's fraudulent behaviour, bro.
When we were doing the podcast, I was like, right now it's all asterisks because if City sign Kane, so as it stands, this is how I expect us to win. But I said if City sign Kane, that's it. We have no chance because all I can see is Grealish, Kane, goal. It's over. It's over for everybody. Kane will score goals. City create goals every left, right, and center. It's coming. It's going all the way home to them if they get it. If not, it'll be pushing them all the way to the end.
Yeah.
But that's if Kane goes to City. Yeah. If Kane goes to City, I feel like we're gonna be in for a very good title fight. But yeah, as it stands, I feel like we should be Lukaku coming in. Everyone calls him small game Romelu. It's the small games we need the points in. It's the small games we need the points in because do you know that's what actually wins you the league, beating those teams, because you can maybe nick a draw or or nick a win against your rivals. Just don't lose to them, but you have to win. You win the league at those games because anything can happen against whoever you're fighting the title for, but you have to win those games. You win those games, and the league is pretty much you've literally got one hand on it. That's what I've realized, especially in the Prem. In the Prem, because there's 6 men going for the title. Eventually,
but
most of them
you were
drop
saying
off.
Man United had to be.
So at the time, there was no Grealish signing. There was no. What the heck is that? Hold on, one sec. Oh no, it's just Devo. It's the shadows. I thought that was going on my screen. No, at the time it was Manchester United. They just signed Sancho. All this talks about Varane. They finished second in the league last season, so I expect them to go and push for it. But City then said, you know what? Here's 100 mil, and I see them going for Kane, and I just see them strengthening, and I feel like that strengthening for me is just took Manchester United right out of it. And when I deep it, really, Mack, Pogba might not even be at his best. Man United are punching way above their weight for finishing second last season anyway. So when I actually think about it now,
and
to be fair, I was just placing some pressure.
Is that what you're saying?
No, I do respect him. I do respect him, but I'm just tired of all the false pressure that fans love to put on other teams. So I had to come there and do the same thing. Was Man United fans all saying, "Oh yeah, Chelsea, I expect them." Look how low your club has gotten to the point where you have to put false pressure elsewhere, to cover up for your mistakes and for your club problems.
Listen, don't worry. We moved on from Arsenal, man. We moved on now. I just want to ask.
No, it's not even Arsenal. It's Manchester United. It's Manchester United.
Man United.
It's people I'm talking about. And I saw a tweet from someone saying, I saw a tweet from someone saying, how the Man United fans, they're hungry because they're seeing Leicester win trophies. Even Arsenal, the FA Cup last couple seasons ago, and Man United just were not winning anything, especially when Chelsea went and beat Villarreal the other day. Like, stop worrying about us. Stop saying that we should win it. You go and do something. Don't worry about others.
I pick up Yannika's little screensaver there.
What is that? I didn't think
Yeah,
big up
you,
secret Arsenal fan. We know really. We know how you feel, really. But yeah, I just wanted to ask because one other person who I thought was going to be spoken about in this fraud watch is Gary Neville. And the reason why I brought that up is because we all saw how he went on about Pogba when Pogba apparently wasn't turning up for training and how he cussed out Pogba. But now Harry Kane doesn't turn up for training and it's all, but Kane. So as someone who is a Man City fan and probably one of the only Man City fans who does actually want Kane, like, what are your thoughts towards him trying to hold out?
That's her fraud watch. Kane,
you know what?
Kane is on her fraud watch.
The thing is, what a lot of people get twisted is when I say I don't want Kane, they think that I'm saying I don't want him because he's shit. He is the best striker in the Prem. He scores goals consistently every season. So I know if he joins City, he will score a lot of goals. We create a lot of chances, like Jay said, and he will put that. He's clinical, so he will put them in the back of the net. We know that. My concern with Kane is what he does outside of the Premier League. And the problem is we're not buying a player just for the Premier League. If we were in a Chelsea situation where we just won the Champions League and we want to wrap up the league, Harry Kane is perfect because you're probably going to get the league. My issue is that we're trying to win the Champions League. I don't know whether Kane does that because every time I've seen Kane in a final or a latter stage of any competition, he's not really been present. So for me, if I had to put a lot of money on us winning the Champions League, I don't think signing Kane would make me put that money on. You know what I mean? Whereas if we sign someone else like an Mbappe and Messi, even like a Haaland, even though Haaland is young and he's not quite at the level of Kane yet in terms of, consistently scoring 30 in the league year in, year out, his record is actually the same as Harry Kane, even though he's 21. Well, he was 20 when he last played in the Champions League. So, yeah, for me, I think we're not, I don't think he's elevating us to the next level. That being said, I'm not saying he can't do it because I would expect someone that is world-class, someone that is one of the best strikers in the world, I would expect him to come and do that. So I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying I've seen no evidence. And the amount of money he's going to cost, if he doesn't do it, what's the option? Because if we sign him for 150 million, we're not signing another striker for the next 4 or 5 years. So if he
you're not selling him.
Yeah, and we can't sell him. So what do we do if it doesn't work out? And that's my concern. Whereas if Haaland came and Haaland doesn't work out, we can sell him. Probably in his prime after 5 years and get probably what we paid for, if not more for him. So for me, it's less risk to sign someone else. And I think when we're talking 100 million, 200 million for Haaland, 100 for Kane, it makes sense. When it's around the same figures floating around, I'd rather get a Haaland than I would get a Harry Kane. That's just me personally. But he is going to, I think if we get Harry Kane, we should win the league. So it's not like I don't want him. If it's a choice between not having anyone and having Kane, then of course I would take Kane.
You see these first world problems. First world problems.
Yeah, it is.
We don't know about these issues, man. You might we might have a Haaland or we might have a Kane. Do you know what I mean? We can't even stump up the cash for Ramsdale, bro.
Meanwhile, we don't have a recognised striker for the last 20 minutes against Brentford.
We can't stump up cash for Aaron Ramsdale. Man's been relegated twice. We can't afford him. We are in the mud, bro. We are so far in the mud. It's not even funny. Do you know what I mean? Like
on that Haaland point, I think he'll go to United if you guys get Kane.
Yeah, of course he will. Of course he will. And I think we've strengthened Man United by allowing that to happen. So I don't think. I don't know. I know about Pep and Raiola. I know that, but at the end of the day, sometimes people put differences aside to get stuff done, innit? Like,
listen, money talks at the end of the day, innit? If City really wanted Haaland, Raiola wouldn't be the reason why it doesn't happen.
Yeah,
it would be the reason why the negotiations are long.
Yeah,
but in the end, it will happen. Do you know what I mean?
And the thing is, like, in terms of our transfers, it's not Pep that deals with it. It's normally the people above Pep that deal with it. So Pep only really meets the player. He might call them up for a conversation to see if they're interested, but that wouldn't be through the agent. That would be them directly. And then the agent would discuss the transfer. And then you'll see Pep when they've signed the contract. You don't really see, he's not involved in the actual negotiations. And, you know, I think so that I don't think matters too much. The other thing is Haaland's dad is still connected with Man City. So Haaland's dad still has contact with Man City regularly anyway. So it's not like Haaland was at the FA Cup final against Stoke. I couldn't get a ticket. Haaland was there. Peak time.
Big time Yannicka couldn't get a ticket.
Yeah, I know.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
He gets his ass to City. And then there was another game, I think Champions League games, he's been at City. Like, he watches Man City. So, yeah, I think they've still got that connection there anyway. So it would be down to him. I'm sure if Man City and Man United put exact, like the same offer down on the table, I don't think Haaland picks Man United. If the offer is the same, the only way he would pick them is if they offer significantly more, or he decides I want to pick Ollie over Pep. But I can't see that happening, especially when this guy like actually has been a City supporter for years. And I know it doesn't matter when it comes to this sort of thing, because you see like Raheem Sterling join City. You see that sort of happen.
I do think it makes a difference a little bit.
If it's a choice between two, like if Sterling had a choice at the time when he left QPR between Liverpool and Man United, he would have picked Man United because he supports Man United. But but he went to Liverpool, and then after that, it didn't really matter. Like I think he did have Man United offer maybe on the table at the time, but he picked City. But that's because City's project is so much better. I don't think Man United's project is better than Man City's, and for that reason, I can't see him picking them. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see.
All right, but let's just talk about the Gary Neville comments, because we all know where that's coming from.
Yeah, okay,
yeah. Because he supports Manchester United.
No. So basically, what Gary Neville was saying when the whole Pogba situation, where there's talk about him not wanting to sign a contract, and you know all of that. There's been many times where he's been linked with moves away, and then he had the whole thing Mourinho back in the day where you know he wasn't training properly, or something happened and he didn't turn up to training. Everyone was gunning Pogba. Kane doesn't turn up for training 2 days in a row, and Gary Neville's almost sympathetic towards him. Still on holiday.
He wasn't supposed to
why
come
would
back.
These reports come out saying my man hasn't come back from holiday? They would know that.
You know what?
I mean?
They're in the pot. I know. I'm just playing.
Yeah, one, he was on holiday and you saw on Twitter, because don't tell me that no one called him and told him. If you saw all that, you would come straight out and be like, I'm on holiday, guys. Because it's respectful to the fans to shut that down if people think that they're doing what he was doing, right? So one, that's just dumb anyway. Two, this is what I don't like about Harry Kane, because I'm not a massive fan of Harry Kane, because I don't think, for me, he's done enough. Like, people talk about finals and he's at Tottenham, but like I always say, you can turn up to a final and not win. just because your team lose doesn't mean you have to completely disappear in the final. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's happened a lot of times where City have played someone in a final, and it's like, oh, that player played well, but we still win, but that player played well. There's no excuse for Harry Kane. I've seen Son turn up. I've seen Lucas Moura turn up in them big games to put Spurs in a position to get to win a trophy. So
in a position to win nothing. Yeah.
Lucas Moura did it in the Champions League, and Son has also done it in the Champions League, and I think he's done it in cups and stuff as well. So for me, there's other players in that team that people are making excuses, as usual, for Harry Kane for why he can't win a trophy when he's had his opportunities and he's not done it. We saw in the Euros, Raheem Sterling carried him through the group. Then he decided to turn up in the last 10 minutes against Germany. Then he turned up for the next game, and then he went missing again. So it's kind of like, this is supposed to be one of the best strikers in the world. I don't want to see excuses. And with Harry Kane, from everything from him on the pitch to him not turning up for training, there's just excuse after excuse after excuse, and it winds me up. Because do you think?
I hear you.
Do you think Paul Pogba is getting them excuses? It's just not happening, and it winds. No. It makes me not like him, and it's not.
I hear you, but let's for example look at Lewandowski. He's won stuff because of the team and the clubs that he's been in. So let's flip it like this. Where is Lewandowski anywhere for Poland? Like, where is he? What does he do?
For Poland. Pretty much every time he plays.
Scores. Just Kane scores for England too. But what has Poland won?
Better than Poland.
Yeah, England's team is better than Poland's, and Spurs team is probably better than Poland.
I hear what you're saying, but a lot of people say England are trash, so we have to go by that and say that England are trash. But Kane scores for them. So I'm not sticking up for Kane. I'm not sticking up for Kane. That's not what I'm doing here. But what I'm saying is people like to carry. I think there's definitely an English bias a little bit in it for some people. No, I'm not saying this for you. I'm saying for some people, there's definitely some English bias in terms of they're saying that because they don't like English players. Because Lewandowski, like I said, he was at where was Lewandowski? He was at Dortmund, won something there with Pep, and then he went to Bayern, and obviously you're gonna win things at Bayern. Where was Lewandowski in that whole? Who was it that scored in that final against PSG? Where was Lewandowski in that big game? But no one's ever gonna point that out because he's won stuff, and that's where I say where people go too far and say that Lewandowski is better than Kane. Kane has also scored in big games.
Yeah, but
this is the point I'm trying to make. People are going to look down on him because he hasn't won anything. And for me personally, you can't take it. I need to see that.
I feel like I understand what you're saying. I feel like you can't.
I need to see that same energy
Kane because Spurs aren't winning anything. I understand that. I do get that, but I also understand that when the big games come up and those finals come up, he does go missing in those games. That has happened to him. It's not going to missing too. No, it doesn't. Lewandowski scores in most games he plays.
He scored in some. He scored. He hasn't.
Didn't Lewandowski score in every round of the Champions League when they went to the final and won it? He just didn't score in the final. He scored in every other game. Every game he scored in, apart from that one game in the final.
Scored in the final, so it's not like it wasn't him. It was someone else.
But Harry Kane has scored in games leading up to things. So this is what I'm trying to say. It's just that I promise you, if Kane had at least 2 trophies, Prem, FA Cup, or something, it would be a whole different story. People would
could have got the League Cup things like
But if you want to talk Champions League, right, which they've both played in, because that's the only competition that they've both played in, right? And the Euros. The Euros, he scored 3 goals in the group stage. Poland went out because Poland aren't very good. Harry Kane didn't score until after that. So we can't really compare that because one showed up before the other even turned up at the competition, isn't it? So
this is what I'm trying to say. When people compare them, it actually doesn't make sense.
The equivalent of saying, Spurs, City got further than Spurs in the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, you would expect City to get further than Spurs. So if City get further than Spurs, and I'm saying, this striker's clear of Kane because Kane only got to this, stage and my striker got to that stage, obviously you would expect that to happen. But the thing is, it's like Gabby. Like Gabby, no one rates Gabby as a striker. I personally don't think he's a striker. I think he's a left winger, whatever he is. But he's definitely not a striker. But it's like even he has scored in a Champions League semi-final. Quarter-final, I think it was. He scored in a quarter-final against Man City, right? No, I think it was... Yeah,
I guarantee you,
I can't remember.
Kane comes to
anyway. Harry Kane
comes to City and all of those go out the window, I promise you.
He's only ever scored one goal in the round of 16, and Spurs were 3-0 up against Dortmund, and they went into the second leg. He was injured for the first leg. They won 3-0. He went into the second leg, and he scored the only goal in a 1-0. So it's not like he scored that goal that put them in. They were already going regardless.
No, but this is the point that I'm trying to make. I guarantee you, Lewandowski wins no trophies, and people will be saying the same thing. It's because he don't win anything. I promise you. If Kane had trophies on him, people will not be saying this. They'll be definitely saying he's one of the best. And that's the point I'm trying to make here.
No one's saying that he's not.
That's the problem.
No, he isn't. No, he is. He is. But I promise you, it's the trophies thing that's making people say he goes missing here. He goes this there. Because I guarantee you, if Kane and the team does do a lot to it. Because I guarantee you, if Kane had all these best years in City or Chelsea or dare I say Man United, maybe Liverpool, he will be having more trophies and he'll be less talked about as
but
as
the
a
issue
bottler.
is because I know Yannicka has to run soon, so go on.
Like say things like, De Bruyne doesn't turn up in big games. De Bruyne scored in every single round to get to the Champions League final. The only team he didn't score against was Chelsea in the final, right? And that's all the way from Mönchengladbach, Dortmund, through PSG to the final, right? And it's like people will say comments like that, right? Harry Kane hasn't actually turned up in anything like that. I'm hearing excuses for him. So this is what I'm saying. If you're gonna say about keep the same energy, but if Harry Kane comes to Man City, right, next season, and we have 2 shots on goal in the Champions League, which is possible.
Guarantee you he's scoring them.
Say he doesn't score. Say he doesn't score there, right? Say he doesn't score. Then these excuses, I don't want to hear no excuses for him because all
You're right.
Excuses.
You're right. But I guarantee you he will.
Hold on, Jay. Let's let Uncle jump in because I want to say something.
I want to be wrong about Harry Kane. Trust me, I really do. I hope that I'm sat here next to shit. We just won the quadruple, and I was flagging up Harry Kane. That's what I'm hoping for. But I think I'm going to be right, like I always am. So it is what it is.
Yeah, go on, Uncle. Go on, Uncle.
No, I was just gonna say, like, it's all well and good. Us bigging up Kane or slating him, like being in the middle, but ultimately, the trophies do matter, and not having the trophies is what sort of he's going to be called out for. And if he doesn't go to your team, and if he doesn't go to a bigger club, and he doesn't produce, again, the pressure is going to be on him to produce and score these goals. So it's pivotal. It's pivotal that he does win something, or he's not really going to be remembered. He's going to be remembered for the goal scoring record, but he's not going to be put in the same breath as other men. And the people that he's going to end up comparing to him to would be worrying, because it's people that, like your what's his name, like your Kevin Phillips and your Matt Letizier's, and they never won anything. They were proven.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And we know Kane is
going to be.
Yeah, we know he's better than that, but we're going to put him in them sort of categories.
It's like Vardy's got more.
This is a good comment here from Vibes FC.
Vardy's gonna.
I think this is it. The trophy debate happens because Kane is considered one of the best strikers in the world. In his opinion, he's in the top 3, and that's the only reason why we use the trophy thing against him. Is because he is in that category of the best strikers in the world. The only problem is all the players that he shares that category with have trophies.
Yeah, no one ever uses it because he plays for Tottenham. It's simply used, as you said, because he is a world-class striker, but there's nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
That's what can he do? He's at Tottenham.
Like, I'm disrespectful.
Mistraining.
And stuff like that. If I thought Kane was average, then I would be cool with him because I'd be saying he's doing what I expect. I expect more from Harry Kane. That's simply because if you're one of the best in the world, like bear in mind, okay, he plays for Spurs, I get that. But what people fail to realise is when Leicester won the league in 2017, that was a 2-horse race between Leicester and Tottenham.
Who finished third?
He had an opportunity then to prove, because we've seen Aguero do it against Man United, where he basically won us the title in the dying second. We've seen him do it. Harry Kane had an opportunity then to be like, I'm going to lead this team to this Premier League title, and Vardy did it instead. So it's one of them. I don't know. Like, I'm not going to discredit him as a footballer because he's a fantastic footballer, you know, world class, whatever you want to call him, the best in the Prem, definitely. All of that stuff. But it's just like, if he is all of them things, which I think he is, then we should be expecting that when he goes in a 2-horse race against Leicester, the better team, which was Spurs at the time, come out on top.
Chelsea mashed them up, innit? So there you go. That's the Spurs DNA. And I know.
And that says it all.
Yeah, exactly. They finished third in that. We know what. And the thing is, we should have won that league. If it weren't for Santi Cazorla getting injured, we would have won the league.
Yeah.
100%. I'm never going to defer from that idea. I think if he stays fit, he win the league.
Leicester twice. Everyone else, lost place.
Yeah. And it was Norwich who took him out. I remember that.
Yeah,
and that was it. We never replaced him since. And now look at the mess we're in. I mean, we're an absolute joke of a club. And we got this Amazon documentary coming out again. That's going to be the best documentary that any football club has ever done. The comedy value is going to be through the roof. There's going to be bare memes. I don't think you understand how fire this documentary is going to be. That Spurs one was dead. Did you watch the Spurs documentary?
No.
Them man have no personality, no charisma. No, Dele Alli was just busting dry jokes. Kane was just sucking up to Mourinho. It's just like these men are dead. They're like, even in the dressing room, it's like, come on, come on. Do you know what I mean? The Man City one, their man with that mashing up the dressing room, jumping, banging on the walls and that. Like, this is why these are champions.
That was in the second episode, isn't it? When they played Manchester United.
Them lot were going mad.
I've actually seen City's. I need to watch it.
City's one was
the Spurs one is dry. I guarantee you,
the best part of that season was not on camera. It's when we went Man United away. Man City was celebrating in the dressing room. Mourinho came to tell him to shut up, and Edison threw milk in Mourinho's face, and then this big punch-up started between Fernandinho and Martial and all the. I would have loved to have seen that, but Man United banned us from filming, so we didn't. But peak times, that would have been that would have been worth it just for that. But I've got to go, guys. But
Yannicka. Peace.
And someone in the comments that said, why did I compare the group stage to the knockout? Is simply because Lewandowski with Poland went out in the group stage. So that's the only reason why. Plus, Kane didn't
carry them, innit?
Anyway. So, see you guys later.
Take care, Jan. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, so let's just round this off. We've got another 10 minutes or so. And I think we just need to go back to Arsenal and just, Uncle, I'm going to come to you as the Arsenal fan. Like, how do we get out of this mess? Like, is sacking Arteta going to make any difference? Like, is this a case of we've got 2 years of this before we can get some of the deadwood out, get rid of the likes of, like, not saying get rid of Aubameyang because of how good he is on the pitch, but that his wages are killing us. We can't be paying someone 300 grand. We're not in Europe. Like Lacazette's on 150 grand or whatever. Once we get rid of these, man, is it going to take that long?
We literally, like,
it's done, man.
If Arteta goes, we need to bring in someone. I don't know who would want to come into Arsenal, but we need to bring in someone that can actually just go back to basics and give us an identity, because we haven't got an identity. There's no culture in the club anymore. Yes, literally the only positive thing you can say about Arsenal is if everyone looks closely at what Devo's wearing, our kits. That is literally the only thing we've got going.
Fashion FC.
Outside of our kits, there's nothing that makes you look at Arsenal and think, yes, Arsenal are gonna compete again. Arsenal are gonna worry people. The fact that we had this 250 million pound war chest and we have brought in 3 players, one of them that shouldn't have started, but like I said earlier, is already looking at like one of our best midfielders. Another one who has come in and like he's gonna have good performances. We know that Ben White will probably break into the England team, whether there's injuries or in general. He's definitely breaking into that England team in the next few seasons. But the second that mistakes happen, people will be on his neck. They're already probably talking about today's performance and judging him off of that and not giving him time to gel. With Arsenal, when you come to Arsenal, the fan base doesn't allow you time. You've got to come in and hit the ground running straight away. And that's the problem. That itself is one of the bigger problems that you have that lies with the club as well. If you don't come in and you're not giving 8 or 9s out of 10s in their eyes, the fan base's eyes, then they're going to be on your neck. And it's easier for them to go at the players than it is to go at the board, because these protests, what's happened to these protests? Everyone was angry and pissed off, and everyone is excited about going to there's people that are just excited. Yes, I can go to the Emirates next week and watch them play Chelsea and rare. And you've got the season ticket holders, like there's group chats that I'm in and there's man that's saying like where they are in the season ticket holding thing. So to me, nothing's going to change in the sense of all this stop putting money into the club and this, that, and the third. We've still got that glimmer of hope and faith and belief that good days are going to come with Arsenal, but we literally don't know when that's going to happen. Whether it's Arteta going out, whether it's Edu going out, we don't know. We literally don't know what's around the corner. So it's one of them ones where you can try to enjoy it, and you've just got to stop getting stressed about it and not losing your hair or getting grey hairs about Arsenal.
You know what I was saying as well? I was saying because someone mentioned about the Super League. And the thing is, I understand my fans were vexed about the Super League. I understand that completely. But Arsenal Football Club needed that Super League probably more than anyone outside of Spain or Italy, because that was the only way we're going to remain relevant. Because our play on the pitch isn't making us relevant. The way that we're being run as a club behind the scenes isn't going to keep us relevant. The only way we would have been relevant is if we was in that Super League and we cannot lose our place in there. Do you know what I'm saying? So that was we needed that as a club. I'm not saying as a fan, because as a fan I wouldn't want to see it, but as a club I can understand why we wanted to be in that, because it's a cheat code. Do you know what I mean? It's a way of saying, boom, we're still big boys, even though we're not. We're at the table and we don't deserve to be. So I can understand why they were pushing for that. But yeah, I don't see what the answer is, because we can say get rid of Arteta, but who's making the decision to bring in the next man? It's still the same people that have made so many poor decisions for the last 5 years, 4 years, or whatever long it is. As I said before, the club is rotten from the inside out, and it's going to take a long time to fix that. A long time. So strap yourselves in. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
From the outside in, though, Jay, do you look at us and think, do you miss the rivalry that we used to have, or are you glad that we're sort of in the mud?
At first, it was a bit like, yeah, you know what, it's funny to see it, but now it's just kind of deep still, because it's like, as much as your rivals, I always love competition. And it's one thing I love about the Premier League, it's competition. And I don't want competition to go, or else it would just be La Liga, for example. And that's not what I'm here for. And I want to see competition from top to bottom. And it's getting there with more in the Premier League. There's more clubs now. Like, at first, it seemed like the money was just only going to like the bigger teams. But as time gone on, all that money is actually helping the smaller clubs, because now they're in a position where they can keep hold of their players. And if you want them, you got to pay 60 million. In what world can Leicester demand 60 million? Heck, Sheffield United are demanding 35 million and they don't even have to budge, because the Premier League money is long. Do you think like a team in Spain could tell Barcelona, yeah, 80 mil? Like, tell me which team could do that. Tell me, they'll laugh. They'll laugh.
No,
Atletico Madrid.
look at the Braithwaite situation. Look at the Braithwaite situation. There was no way Braithwaite should have been allowed to go to Barcelona to strengthen them.
That's what I'm trying to say. So for me,
to know.
Yeah, that's for me. That's
but them man are crooks. We know
it's,
how Barcelona carry on.
For me
And we can see
personally,
what's
I
happened to
think
them now.
right now it's sad to see the decline of Arsenal. Obviously, in a rival's perspective, it's like, yeah, you know what, doesn't matter, one less team to worry about. But for me, I don't want to see competition. I want every game to be exciting to watch. That's why in the Champions League, I couldn't care less about the group stages and all that crap. Last 16, I don't give crap. I want to get to the latter stages where it's the good, where you're going to see good games. I'm here about the good, to see the good quality stuff. And that's why I watch the Premier League. Like, you can turn up and Stoke can end up beating you 5-1. Like, it's happened. Like, when do you
happened to Liverpool?
You're not
Remember
gonna
they beat
see
Liverpool 6-1.
It happens. You're never gonna see like Granada beat Barcelona 7-1. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, they don't. They can turn up. They don't even have to turn up, and they'll probably still win. And then everyone says, yeah, but they have so much more trophies in the on the European stage. And yeah, they have that because they're allowed to cherry pick the best players in every position that they need from anyone in their league, that when they go to Europe, yes, they have the better team. So it looks like they are better, but overall, they are good, but the league is bad. And that's where I go.
We never have a show where Jay doesn't cuss out La Liga. Every show he manages to cuss out La Liga somehow, and I think we're going to end it there. So, thank you guys for taking part.
That's just my
Jay.
point.
You know what it's like. Uncle Lorrie, first time having a show with you. I've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for taking part. Guys, everyone who's watching, at the bottom of your screen, just below Javerne there, you got some instructions. That's what it is. It's instructions. Follow each and every one of those accounts. Put Gavin there. Gavin didn't turn up. I'm going to have to cuss him out. But also make sure that you subscribe to MAD Sports Network. Subscribe to the Football Dugout, of course. You know, we'll be talking about football on there as well. And make sure you're subscribed to this channel if you haven't already, the First 11 _TV. Make sure that you guys are subscribed, because these guys are doing some bits as well. A lot of EFL content, Arsenal content, Man United content. They've got Spurs show coming up. So make sure that you are locked in for that. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure.
So I just have to plug myself. I am one of the panelists for the Grounded Arsenal show as well.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun show to do.
To you, man.
That's going to be a fun show to do this season, bro. Good luck to you. So that's it. We are out. Peace and love. Peace out, guys.